Greetings, magnificent souls, to the Attract Health, Build Wealth podcast, where we have open and honest discussions about ourselves. This is a place where we break down, break away, and break through codependency, allowing ourselves to attract health, build wealth, and live a peaceful life. We are tired of being sick and tired. We are tired, but we are not giving up. We know that there is something magnificent inside of us. And because we are fighting daily, hourly, and by the minute, fighting ourselves, our kids, our spouses, we have to do things differently. We have to break this cycle. We don't have a million chances. We have to be happy now. We have to find a way. So how do we do that? How is that possible? If you look around at what society is telling you, they tell you that what we're doing is impossible. Yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through the practice and the love that we call awakening the magnificent soul. We are all magnificent souls, and these are our stories of healing. Today in episode 32, New Year's resolutions and why I think resolutions are bunk. But before we get into this discussion, don't forget to let me know your thoughts about this episode, any feedback you have, or anything you'd like me to cover on future podcasts at theepiphanyvault.com. That is epiphanyvault.com. No "the" in front. Remember, you can share anonymously. It is a safe place, and I would welcome the discussion. Okay, so magnificent souls out there, it's been about 2 months past the new year. Did you or do you have resolutions? Are you still doing them? How are you feeling? If you are or you were doing New Year's resolutions, you probably know people around you that were doing them or are doing them too. So how are you feeling about them? How are they feeling? I did a little research to find out what the top 10 New Year's resolutions are for people around the world. I'm sure you could guess some of them, but here they are. Diet and or eat healthier, exercise more, lose weight, save more and spend less, learn a new skill or hobby, stop smoking, read more, find another job, drink less alcohol, spend more time with family and friends. Me, I have been doing resolutions for years. I've used this time and opportunity to kind of fill in the gaps of the things that I felt I was lacking in my life. And why not? Everyone loves a fresh start. But for as long as I can remember, my resolutions have centered around changing things about my body and my appearance. And inevitably, as the days turn into weeks in the new year, it never fails that I fail. And feeling like a failure is bunk. It's plain bunk. It makes you feel like crap. And as a codependent person throughout my life, the fear and shame of failure has hit me deep within my core. I'm, probably a lot of you out there listening right now, and I always say this, and I try to be kinder to myself these days, but I am my own worst critic. And this, of course, doesn't just apply to resolutions, but failed relationships or unhappiness, among many other things. And I felt like a failure before, and quite frankly, it is debilitating. So stepping back, I completely understand the altruistic purpose and the well-meaning tendencies behind having a resolution to start a new year. And I guess my problem with the New Year's resolution is that it takes you/me away from the nowness of the present moment. It's way too easy to find fault with oneself, way too easy. And it's too easy to strive to have the perfect life, the perfect body, the perfect relationship. It's too easy to strive to be someone or something that is defined not by you, but by society, your past, or maybe someone else in your life. And to me, something like a resolution assumes that I am lacking in certain areas of my life, or that I am looking for something or someone to make me happy. And if I've learned one thing throughout my journey, it is not that one person or that one thing is going to make me happy. My happiness doesn't rely on if I am this weight or as soon as I do this, I'll be happy. My happiness is contingent on me and the lens through which I look through my life. That's why I'm dedicated to work on myself and my maintenance tools. And of course, there are habits that you might want to break, which are awesome, but why start in the new year? Why not start now? And is there a way to want to improve some things about your life right now? Maybe without the pomp and circumstance of a New Year's resolution. Eckhart Tolle says this about present circumstances. He says that in any situation, good or bad, you have three choices: to enjoy, accept, or change. And this is something that he's talking about right now, in the moment. So enjoy where you are right here, right now. And if it's not somewhere, or if you're not feeling the way you want to be, if you're not somewhere where you want to be, call that out, and call it out as an acceptance, as it just is, or call it out as acceptance and change at that very moment. Or Eckhart, he does recommend change, like we said, and here's where I may be challenged a little bit on my stance on resolutions. I think Eckhart means to change, but without strong desire for future expectations. Here's why I think that. So when you get caught up in expectations obsessively, you move further and further away from the now, from your very present moment. Oprah has a good quote about this, about working towards change, when she says, just do the next best thing. And I think that's an amazing way to think about change. What can I do right now? What is the next best step I can take right now? And on the podcast, we've talked about future projections before, and how it can be dangerous to put all of your energy into what might happen, or what he or she should have done, or what if this and what if that happens. In my mind, the concept of a resolution is similar to that mind pattern and wavelength. To me, they just seem so kind of negative in nature. This is bad about me. I don't like this about myself. If I do this, I will be happy. If I'm like this, people will like me more. And if you're honest with yourself throughout your resolution history, how many times have you quote unquote failed? And if you're like me and almost everyone I know, you have. And how does that failure make you feel? Like shit, again and again and again and again. And that's why I think resolutions are bunk. If you want to quit smoking, good, quit right now. If you want to spend more time with your friends or family, do it right now. Pick up the phone. Of course, as I do, I have a super deep Eckhart quote that intelligently explains what I mean. And so here's the quote. The unconscious assumption behind all such action, and this is me adding like resolutions, for example, is that success is a future event and that the end justifies the means. But the end and the means are one. And if the means does not contribute to human happiness, neither will the end. The outcome, which is inseparable from the actions that led to it, is already contaminated by those actions, and so will create future unhappiness. This is karmic action, which is the unconscious perpetuation of unhappiness. And that's Eckhart. So what he's saying is essentially is, if the ends and the means, if they aren't channeled towards a happy place, then it's unconscious action and therefore unhappiness, and not really a deep justification of what you deserve as a conscious person. So life is fun. Life is curious. What fun is waiting for something to happen in the future? For me, in my experience, not much. So just do it now. Here's another thing about change that I think I've been thinking about, and that's being intentional. I think diving into the deeper meaning behind I want to have a six-pack, you might find out what the real and true motivation for this resolution might be. And this is me just speaking from my experience. But when I broke it down as to why I wanted to change things about my body, it was for others. It wasn't for me. It was the way society told me I should look. And no wonder I couldn't find motivation. No wonder I kept failing. The happiness was neither in the means or the end, because the motivation wasn't mine. I guess that's why I think the current manifestations of resolutions are bunk. Are they your resolutions for real, or are they projections on you to be someone or something that outside of who you truly are? And as we know, when we buckle in on those pressures, we lose ourselves. And again, this is me speaking from experience, but my call out to you is twofold. Figure out why, truly figure out why, then take a long, deep breath to harness all of your powers. Then exhale until the very last molecule of oxygen has left your body, and start now. And you may be listening to this podcast in March or October this year. Good. It's all the same. And that's it for today, Magnificent Souls. And also, I wanted to put it out there. A programming note for the podcast is, as you can probably tell, I've reduced production of the podcast into once a month, or I'm trying to do every 2 weeks, basically whenever I get inspired. But I will definitely see you back here soon. Thanks for listening. Until next time.